Is the lost city of Atlantis fact or fiction? It all depends on who you ask. The Greek philosopher Plato claimed that Atlantis was a real place, but most historians today say it was just a story he made up. Plato said that Atlantis was an actual historical place. He described it as a beautiful island nation that was situated in the Atlantic Ocean. He said that 9,000 years before his time, there was a great and powerful empire there, and then one day it just vanished beneath the waves. For centuries, people believed that Atlantis was real, that Plato had discovered its location somewhere in the Mediterranean. But by the 1800s, most people had decided that it wasn't real at all. And that's because of something called the principle of uniformitarianism. This is the idea that the natural laws we see in operation around us today have always operated in the same way throughout history. In other words, slow and steady geological processes like erosion and sedimentation have always done their thing at the same rate. So if the continents were formed over millions of years, then Atlantis would have to be a myth because it didn't fit into this supposed natural order. But in recent years, interest in Atlantis has been revived. More than 300 scientists from various different fields have come forward to say that they think Atlantis was real. They think that Plato was describing a real place that really did exist 9,000 years ago, and here's why. About 12,000 years ago, most of the land we know today was covered by ice sheets. As that ice melted, it raised the sea level by 400 feet, and this would have exposed a vast stretch of dry land in the Atlantic Ocean. Plato may have been describing this place, and if so, it would help to explain why there are similarities between the descriptions of Atlantis and other contemporary cultures that describe a great flood. But even if Atlantis was real, it probably wasn't like Plato described. There's no evidence that it was home to a great and powerful empire. Plato probably created that part of the story to teach a lesson about hubris. His Atlantis is a cautionary tale about what happens when a powerful empire gets too big for its britches. So was Atlantis real? Well, it all depends on what you think. Plato's description of Atlantis has inspired countless works of art over the centuries. It's captured the imagination of people all over the world. Whether or not it's true, we may never know for sure. But that hasn't stopped people from searching for it. There are thousands of books, articles, and websites devoted to proving that Atlantis was real. People have even claimed to have found it in places as far-flung as Antarctica and Iraq. So where is Atlantis? Maybe it's in the ocean, maybe it's on land. Or maybe, just maybe, it's in all of our minds. What do you think? Is Atlantis real? Or is it just a story? Let me know in the comments below.